Hey there, Warhawks. Colonel Wilson again. We are in Season 2, Episode 15, Chapter 63 overall. Chief, great to see you again. Happy Freeform Friday. We made it again. Hey, so kind of I say this is a busy week, but just kind of a routine week. So I don't mind that so much. But the big thing that's obviously coming up with the weekend is Halloween.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but in my house, we get a little bit excited about just seeing all the neighborhood kids being out and just enjoying and not necessarily glued to little screens and huddled off in the corner, but actually getting dressed up and coming out and having a little bit of fun. So
yeah, but I also noticed that if I speak for my own, it's like I remember you couldn't get me back inside the house, right? I would be out till all hours, and it was kind of ridiculous. Now it's like, all right, I'm good. I got I filled up the bottom of the pillowcase and call it a day. Because I got to get back to the technology. So anyway, but in all seriousness, I hope we got a lot of stuff going on. I hope everybody has a great, safe Halloween. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But we've got multiple events going on. Some Halloween related, some not. But they're all social, all esprit de corps oriented. We've got our IAFA that's hosting a culture night on Friday night. This coming Friday night. Amigo Social for DLI ELC. You want to mention what the Amigos program is about real quick?
Amigo program is actually a really cool thing that the 637th, our Defense Language Institute English Language Center puts on. So it's kind of like a sponsorship, a teammate, a partnership between our downtown community partners and some of our international military students who are in town and trying to learn a little bit about American culture as they either learn or refine their English language skills. So the Amigo program is really a key part in the strategic partnership we have with both the community and our students. I'm looking forward to Friday night and actually getting out and see it. They got a really cool theme. They're actually going to do a little bit of Halloween stuff there and kind of do a little immersive culture.
So on that note, you talked about that, and we talk about strategic competition. We talk about the impact and influence in our world, and we have, as we know, we have international military students from all over 140 some countries here at any one point in time, and doing these activities, whether it's Culture Night at IAFA and kind of experiencing a little bit of what Latin America has to offer and bringing everybody together so they can learn here in the United States in a military environment, or it's the Amigo socials and kind of bringing in families from all over the area to affiliate and associate with our international military students. They all take that back, which is the best part. And so when it comes to building relationships and partnerships, that's a huge strategic asset for our nation. So we think of these as just hey, we're doing a couple events for Halloween, or they're obviously not just for Halloween, but they're kind of happening at the same time. So, but they're much, much more than that, obviously. But there's nothing wrong with just doing a little esprit de corps, just having some fun. And our 37 training group, our technical training group, is doing their Fall Fest on Friday night, Friday afternoon, I think. And the 737 TRG, otherwise known as Air Force Basic Military Training, is doing theirs on on Saturday rather. And they're doing a trunk or treat over at the Finkston Reception Center. So we hope all the families and our members make some time to go do that and support that, those types of events. But COVID-19 vaccinations, we'll talk about that. We talk about it a little bit every time, it seems like, and so we continually have updates, but a reminder, the deadlines that are out there for all of our population to have their vaccinations, military deadlines, not a mystery, not a secret at this point in time. The 2nd of November is when everybody would be required to be fully vaccinated as defined by the Pfizer vaccination 2 series plus 14 days. And then our civilians, at this point, their deadline is 22 November. We received a little bit more guidance on our civilian vaccinations. There is a process for administrative and medical exemptions, just as there is for our military personnel. That the date in which those have to be submitted through their command channels is the 8th of November. The 8th of November. So make sure they get that package in. That's critical at this point in time. And so. And then there's implementation guidance coming down on screening. So anybody, any member of our civil service that has not received the vaccination will have to be screened. But there's still guidance to come out on that. By screened, I mean tested on a weekly basis. So this is what we know. There's still holes in some of the data, and it's not holes deliberately. It's as they're working through the details, and we continue to get them. But we just appreciate everybody's support and continue to reemphasize the need to get your vaccination. It's critical. It's critical to the the sustainability of the training pipeline. It's critical to readiness, as you talk about all the time, Chief, and it's critical to the health and welfare of our population, both our trainees, our students, our international military students, and our permanent party personnel. So, get your vaccine, please. Please. We had some great, some exciting announcements this year. Do you want to lead off on this one, Chief? MTI.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So last week was MTI week, and Colonel Pixley and Chief Gaitan really worked with the Military Training Instructor Association to kind of reshape what that looks like a little bit and move forward. So we got to see the Blue Rope of the Year announcement. I got to see Blue Ropes being awarded. And it was really nice to be a part of that process and be a part of that.
And you got to dress up like a cowboy.
Yeah, we had the appreciation
wear.
Night. Yeah, Western wear.
Yeah, a little bit so we had a couple different events.
Yeah,
one of them was a dinner on Friday night. Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't make it, but you and Colonel Irick made it, I think. Yeah. So that's good.
He and his wife Wamanukwe went all out. I am from Massachusetts. We don't have a lot of cowboy wear up there.
It's funny that he ended up going all out because he wasn't even sure what that meant.
Yeah.
Western wear. He was like, "What does that even mean?"
But no, it was a great time. It was, and they represented the wing pretty well. So with that, we had the Blue Rope of the Year announcement out at the Military Training Instructor Monument right out back of the headquarters building here. And so our Military Training Instructor Blue Rope of the Year for 2021 is Technical Sergeant Cameron Figueroa. So Sergeant Fig, you did an awesome job. Glad to know you.
So it's good. We're going to go down this list and all these names. You know these folks, right? And these are no surprises. There's not too many surprises or any surprises, honestly, because we've seen them time and time again.
Yeah.
I know it's hard for everybody out there to believe, but we have distinguished visitors that are interested, and guests that are interested in seeing Air Force basic military training. And so we always represent with some of our shiniest and brightest, and so this list just kind of it resonates there because I can see every single one of these folks that's been highlighted in those efforts. So our MTI of the year, just a fantastic human being, as well as a superior senior NCO and a wonderful wonderful MTI is Master Sergeant Michael Galindo.
Yeah. From
324th Training Squadron over there.
Yeah, strong senior NCO to begin with. I mean, in fact, I think he just got our third quarter senior NCO of the quarter too. So, so he's just killing it.
That's kind of the prerequisite, right? Yeah. Before you can be a stellar MTI, you have to first be a stellar NCO or a stellar senior NCO.
That's right.
Those things are all intertwined.
Yeah, it's all foundational, institutional competencies that we're just highlighting with them. Yep. So, yeah,
for sure. The Military Training Instructor Association President's Award is Tech Sergeant Krista Greenwell. Congratulations.
And then our reserve, because as you know, boss, but the team out in virtual land may not, is we actually do have reserve military training instructors that we partner with from the 433rd. So our reserve military training instructor of the year is Technical Sergeant Makisa Jones.
Congratulations, Sergeant Jones. And our spouse of the year is Carrie Arkham. So I have been stationed with the Arkhams before out at Andrews, so it's always good to see that team. It's a great team, both of the two of them, and congratulations to her for that success. Yeah. Now we talk about MTIs. We've got to talk about MTLs.
Oh yeah, I mean they're like this. They are just as important. Our MTIs help build the foundation, and then as Chief Gaitan likes to say, our military training leaders like to help put that tint into the paint to make sure that we're producing the right airmen, and we keep that consistent military discipline going with them. So our military training leaders, we're glad to be celebrating them. But we don't have as many names for them, right, boss?
We just got the one right now. Yep. But that is because they're currently competing, right?
That's right.
So these are fiscal year typically based awards, and obviously we're at the beginning of the new fiscal year, and so they're going through a quite rigorous process, just as our Blue Ropes do, to determine who our master MTLs are going to be. Right now it's a 3-week process. Only 10% can be identified or designated as master MTLs, and so out of I think we got 60 or so. So you do the math. There ain't many that are going to walk away with that hardware. But that's on the master MTLs. As far as the MTL of the year, though, you want to announce it?
Yeah, sure. So, you're a recovering CE officer. I started off my career as a CE airman, so it's kind of cool that we see another CE person in here. So Fire Dog by trade, Technical Sergeant Austin Meyer from the 344th took the Military Training Leader of the Year.
Awesome.
Yeah, good stuff.
Congratulations to all our MTLs, and good luck in the competition there.
Yeah.
You and Colonel Eric, again, I was gone at the end of last week. Sorry, I bailed on you, but you guys are still out doing some great things. We had a Warhawk of the Week, as we've been
Yes, sir.
we've announced them pretty regularly, and this is actually a really interesting. So we talk about airmen a lot, but we're our joint through and through, no doubt about it, and no place exemplifies that more than DLI ELC, as you mentioned before. Do you want to talk about who you all identified?
Yeah, so we got to sit down and chat with Sergeant First Class Smith for a little bit. So Jerry Smith, who works as an English language instructor with DLI. So one of the cool things about him is as the pandemic was going, and as the students were still coming in for a large part, but we had to do a lot of virtual things with some of our instructors and staff.
Yep.
That doesn't always work for the students. So he actually took on about 4 times the amount of students that we normally expect them to do, and he was just crushing it. I mean, and we talk about those basic senior NCO things that we're asking, and it's no different regardless of the name tapes that we're wearing.
You know what? So having watched him in action a couple times, it's no different than whether you're wearing a uniform or not. It's all about that interactive classroom environment, and,
That's right.
and Sergeant First Class Smith has that. And just to talk a little bit about that mission set, he supports our Echo Company over in DLI ELC, again as an English language instructor. Echo Company are Army soldier recruits that come in, and English is a second language typically for them. They're from all over the world, and they come in here and they want to be soldiers. They want to be citizens of the United States. And so they come in here and they raise their right hand, they enlist, and they go off and they'll do many number of things. But the first thing they have to do before they go to basic combat training is they got to get English language proficient before they go. So they come here and they actually operate in a BCT being the terminology for what we call BMT. They operate in that environment while they learn English, and then we send them off to their actual their drill instructors send them off, their drill sergeants send them off to BCT. So they're kind of in a BCT environment. They learn English, then they go off to their formalized BCT once they're good to go. So that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
And he actually, he's a little bit over 20 at this point, but he actually started off as a medic, and he's been a recruiter, and now he's doing this, and he's just crushing it for the Army and for the 37 training wing, DLI. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, Chief, I think that's all we've really got to share this week. Hope you and your family, I don't know if you'll be out doing any trick-or-treating. Is your youngest? Yeah, your youngest is still out there. He's still going at it.
My son is 11, and he enjoys it. My daughter's 16. She also enjoys it. But you know what? I also enjoy it. So we just want to make sure everyone's safe out there. So make sure you're wearing something reflective and visible, and have a happy Halloween as you dress up. And
Yes. All right. With that, have a safe and happy Halloween. Shout out to my daughter Claire, who's been watching us. This is the first time she's seen Freeform Friday. Everybody, have a great weekend. Have a great Halloween. Happy Halloween. Warhawks trained to win.